Hi, everybody. Paul Walsh here with Michael Dobbs for the latest edition of the Michael and Paul Show, talking about the impact of weather and other external drivers on consumer behavior. As we noted last week, we've got a special guest today, Dr. Michael Haydock. Mike is the Chief Data Scientist for IBM's Global Business Services, and he's here to talk about a very unique and predictive index that is being rolled out across the U.S. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mike.
Thanks so much for the opportunity to share a couple of thoughts about this index that we've created. We've been working with machine learning forecasting concepts. So using lots of external data. We've been trying to characterize a neighborhood using weather data, using data about the demographic composition of a neighborhood, et cetera. Most of our clients have stores, and we've been doing detailed forecasts at the SKU store level. So that's an item on a shelf at a location. Along comes this pandemic around the beginning of March, and found that the clients that we were working with really had a problem in forecasting, and that the pandemic was causing people to do things like hoard certain kinds of products, not buy other products that they would have expected would have sold. So the consumer behavior changed quite dramatically. Over a weekend, a colleague of mine and myself built this index. And the idea is we wanted to express the economic damage that was being done in a small geography in the United States, like a county. And so to do that, we used medical data. We used data from cases. We used data about the hospital requirements for ICUs, ventilators, hospital beds, et cetera. And we blended it with an economic variable, which was the volatility index. And what I noticed was I work with this volatility index quite a bit for these engagements that I do. And the volatility index was really the idea that we wanted a crowdsourcing variable. And these are professional investors betting, big money on 30 days in advance of the S&P 500 options market. And so this was giving us a 30-day heads up as what we thought the economy was going to look like. We incorporated it into this recipe of medical data that we were assembling as well. And we built an index that was an economic disruption. So how much economic disruption was going to be in a county? And it turned out to be incredibly accurate and super useful to our clients so that we could explain wherever they had a store in the United States, what we thought was going to be the outcome of certain strategies that they were going to have. So this index explained a lot. And I think it was really a good example of IBM's ability to describe a phenomena. Now, whether that be a weather phenomena or whether it be an economic phenomena or a medical phenomena like this pandemic, we thought it was a really good expression of what was going on in the marketplace, how it was disrupting our clients' products and services, and what they could do about that. And it increased the accuracy considerably in our models.
Thanks so much, Mike. That's really interesting. And what we found is that this is very helpful to our clients as we talk to them about what they should be doing differently in different markets based on consumer sentiments and feelings around the pandemic. So think of it this way. Where do you want to put your labor at different times? If people are afraid and are kind of shut in, they're probably not going out to stores so much. You probably don't want to be spending your labor at that point, right? Or think about inventory. Where do you want to be putting inventory, which might be limited right now, certainly in certain categories. And so this helps us to understand that. And then, of course, from a leading standpoint, where do you want to be advertising to pull people into the stores? Putting advertising out doesn't really make sense if people are going to be staying home. And so this has really helped our partners and our clients to understand better what they should be doing across the nation differently in different communities. If you'd like to learn more about this, please feel free to reach out to us. Paul, Mike, and myself would love to talk to you in greater detail. Thank you.